October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024.
Make a
Motion
motion
to adopt ordinance 1385-2023.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I can see it.
I thought we weren't voting on anything tonight.
The budget you have to adopt before you do the taxes, but you're not voting
Budget,
on taxes.
tax, that's still coming.
It's confusing, I know.
No, I'm not
No, she wants
confused.
to talk about something before we approve.
I'm not confused. I cannot, I can vote no. I cannot approve this budget. Not when, tonight, I'm sorry, I know we've had a million talks about this, but tonight, when we are, well, I can either approve the budget and then not approve the tax, or I can not approve it and approve the tax. But when we would be, approximately 96,000 in the red without the tax increase, and I look at our event center, and it's a little over $90,000. And we all have looked for ways to save money, and we all have, I don't want it shut down, but that is a $100,000 lease that we have. And nothing is ever done about it. And I cannot sit up here any longer and approve a budget like it's okay. So.
Just as a reminder, when this came up last time, we agreed that after the new budget year, we would hold a planning meeting to go into detail on that. But I just wanted to remind you. You can still do that, I just want to remind you if that's what the discussion was.
Yeah, that still doesn't prevent us from having to increase the taxes this year.
Right.
I didn't realize, I guess I just, until I asked that specific question, Steve, I really figured we were like several $100,000 in the red.
Yeah.
And that's why we would increase the tax, but for $100,000, and here's $100,000 right here.
But does it make sense the city could eat 9%? We know inflation is 8, 9, almost 10%. Like the city can just eat that in a year without having any new revenues to cover it.
No, I mean, well, no, I do. Yes, I do. I think we could, for 1 year, I think that we could bite the bullet. And if we could maintain this budget here in the black for 1 year,
We can, did you see his 5-year that he sent out?
Yeah, the 5-year budget plan.
Did he send it to your, did he send it to
Yeah.
your?
Got it earlier this
Here, if you don't
So
have
if we
it,
adopt this
alright.
budget, we're still eating,
Which will be in the black every year.
And
for
why
the next 5 years.
why is it smaller for like the first, it's not touchscreen. Why is it, smaller for so many years and then it jumps up significantly for the 5-year plan?
Because you're losing some of your debt payments,
Okay. I thought that's what you said, but I just wanted to confirm.
which will be a big blessing, and I've also figured the taxes to go down during that time. And, matter of fact, it's figured off the voter approved tax rate for this year and the next, but,
and at what point, at what year?
and the
This
next
it
year,
goes down?
they start going, well, actually, it starts going down the following year.
So I think the debt's paid off in, what's that first year where we hit like a 6-digit figure in the black? I think it's 26, 27.
One pays off in 25, or 6, I think, and the other pays off in 27.
And there's also hope we get money back for the water treatment plant.
hoping that there'll be more funds coming back.
Sure.
What we're spending.
We should be on the water.
And if we get money from that, can that go to pay off debt sooner
Money from what?
from the water treatment plant? Could it go to pay off debt
Oh, no, that's
sooner?
water. We can't do that.
But that's not general budget though, right?
No, that's right. It's
So
only
that
for
has
water.
nothing,
General budget paying for it, isn't it?
No,
No.
water is.
It's paying for the repairs?
Mhm. Through the Rescue Act and the tax center.
Okay.
So what was the grant we went out for?
The
Oh, the
grant
bond,
was
the
for
bond,
street.
I mean, the
The
bond.
bond was for the streets.
No, the bond for the water.
Bond for the water, it's done now. We gotta make payments, of course, but.
Well, that's what I'm saying, if we
Yeah,
got something
that's
back.
being split.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, if we get
Yeah.
money.
80% of it comes out of the water. The rest of it does have to come out of the general.
okay.
We have a, motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
You don't know?
Public hearing and discussion
Oh, see this video.
in order to receive citizen comments on the proposed ad valorem 2023 property tax rate in the city of River Oaks at a rate of 0.677621 per $100 of property value, which is effectively a total tax rate decrease of 0.07654.7 per $100 of value, or 11.2964% from the 2022 tax rate of 0.754168 per $100 of property value. This tax rate will raise more taxes for maintenance and operations than last year's tax rate. So we're opening a public hearing at 7:38. Marvin?
I can go over the generalities. I kind of went over some of the budget, but I don't mind
Yeah.
doing it again. Maybe everybody doesn't understand what no new revenue tax rate is. It used to be called effective tax rate, which means that it's the tax rate for this year's tax year that will raise the same amount of money of property tax revenue from the same properties in both the preceding year and the current year. The voter approval tax rate means the highest tax rate that River Oaks may adopt without holding an election to seek voter approval of the rate. The debt rate that we have is it's the payment for the bonds that are secured by ad valorem taxes unless they can be paid by other resources, including a portion of the 2017A, which is your sewer improvements that we all did, in the amount of $146,200. It's the proposed interest on the $1.7 million tax note. We don't pay anything on the principal for 4 years. And also on your street improvement bond, which is $3,265,000 that we're using for the streets and landscaping, lighting, or whatever needs to be done on that. The total debt payment this year was $212,719. That gave us a total amount payable and the tax rate of $404,549. So that's where your .077777 comes from, is through your bonds that you currently have. And I don't know, everybody's seen a printout, but I did take the average homestead, which this is all records from Tarrant County, so it says that it's $179,154, which taxes across the city increased 16, values I'm talking about now, increased 16.1595% from 2022. That doesn't mean everybody's was increased, but it does mean 16% of it was increased. As far as your rate, it did decrease because it was 0.75, and now it has decreased down